What's up, you little lovelies? It is a smoker out here today. Definitely that misery weather. If you know, you know. How are you all today? Hope you're well. I know you can't tell right now, but I am covered in bits of insulation, dirt, and sweat. And I've had a fight with hornets this morning. But the Most High has provided me with, I didn't get stung, but them little suckers landed on me. A couple of them got to go meet Jesus today. But anyway, boy, look at what's going on, man. And I'm not trying to regurgitate the bullshit in the news. Look, I was a seabird specialist for most of my military career. And other MOS and other identifiers. Who cares? None of that matters right now. I don't have the tools to run decon lines like that. I don't have the logistical support to play that game anymore. And honestly, I don't have the balls to go in and do that stuff anymore because I'm a bit older, a little bit more broken, and I'm not wearing a flag for this country ever again while we serve other nations before putting our own people here first. That's just not gonna happen. So, you're like, what's in the box? Actually, I like to make this. Started out with onions and cucumbers, and then I found this little hack of adding some sugar snap peas in there. I know you could drink Body Armor, Gatorade, all these other things, but honestly anymore, this really works way more than all that junk does. I used to, I can't even drink Gatorade anymore hardly because when I was doing floors or bent over all the time, it started giving me like bad indigestion over years. I was like, what the hell's going on? Well, come to find out, some of the pine tar crap that they put in there, and probably some other things, probably some of the colorings and whatnot, those can mess with you. So, I don't do that. But I do this. So, cheers. Oh, boy. We are living in a world of a hullabaloo of confusion. What are you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to praise the Most High, because this just happened in the last few days. One man with the right equipment could take down an old junk building. And it kind of taught me something. Looking at this garage and whatnot, I had to walk around. I had to evaluate how I was going to do it. I had fencing over here, had a fence here. The guy was just running brand new fiber lines. So I had to be extremely careful of that. Because AT&T probably would have got a little bit pissed if I would have cut one or broke them. Before I ever even started that, I remember walking around it. It was yesterday morning. I was walking around, and I was like, Father, I don't know. Because it was leaning the opposite way I needed it to go, actually. A lot. Like, I mean, we're talking, then 8 foot is probably leaned over 6 inches that way, and I needed it to go this way. And I need to stay off that fence, that new fiber cable, all these things. And I was like, Father, how do I do this? And instead of going to the big section of it, so that I could kind of make sure that if anything happened, I could at least tilt the machine and throw it that way, possibly. Father's like, I want you to go up to that front corner right there. And that's where you're going to pull from. And don't just pull and jerk like a wild man. Patience. Go easy. And I'll bring it down for you. And I love Bear. He's not a nice man, but he's a good man. But delayed disobedience is disobedience, and for some reason, that exactly what he has said, that came right to my mind. I just heard his voice. It's kind of weird, no homo, but I heard his voice say that because I was sitting there thinking, no, I can't do it that way. I need to be on the other side and push this way. No, whenever Birdie's voice came in my head, sometimes the Father, and he said this too, I like it, sometimes the Father he's known for using subcontractors. Well, this time he used his voice just to reiterate, to do what he said, because I started thinking too much, and you get a little caught up in that, especially when you got so many tedious technical things to mess with. But his voice comes in my head. I've seen a little sparkle in his eye when he said it. And I also know the Father gave me that as a reminder. So praise y'all. Bless you, brother. Thank you for that. But I also had to be obedient. And then now, everything came down better than 100% better than I would have hoped for or expected. I mean, hoping doesn't matter. I did not expect it to work out that way. If anything, I figured half of it would split this way, half would split that way, and then I would have had a brand new fence to buy, tens of 20, 30 feet of fiber optic cable to replace, a lot of explaining to do, and just not good things. But again, praise the Most High that it worked out good. I mean, when you work in His will, that's His will. It works out, no matter how technical or tedious it is. So that's a little testimony right there. And the other is, right now, and I mean, this is going to even get worse. I don't believe we're going to go back to doing any better than, I think we had the best days already. I think we're in the future of, going into the future of some crazy stuff, especially with, worldwide databases. It's a system. And I love how, watch me get banned now. I mean, they already removed a lot of my videos and stuff anyway. But my words to that are no thank you. Not playing that. I'm in one database in one system, and that is the creation of the Most High God. I don't need a man-made one. And when they say artificial intelligence, this and that, first off, it's already a lie. It's not artificial intelligence. It's intelligence that was programmed in, that's being relayed by a computer. Pardon me, the unit's going off, which is understandable. It's all intelligence that we've put in there. Now, minus maybe the spiritual aspect of it. And what do you mean by that? Well, Satan, believe it or not, lowercase g of this world, he does everything he can to mimic the Creator. So, for him to be omnipresent, this would be probably a good setup to start with, for him to track your every move and decide for you what's best for you. It's never best for you. And it's best for him because he's out to steal, kill, and destroy three things that he will never stop doing. Why? A good explanation that I've heard, again, by the beardy guy, was that we have an inheritance through the Most High Father. He does not. The angels do not. But we do. Of course he wants to kill that. Come on with it, bro. Spent my whole life trying to get me out of here anyway. What else is new? But yeah, we're seeing some weird stuff. Like I said, I never want to be in Mach 4 again in my life. I spent plenty of time in that. And just for the record, when people think that, oh, the government wouldn't do that to us, why don't you look up something for me? Because I've been at White Sands, I've been in other places, I've been all over this nation. Paid for and blessed by the U.S. Army. Cool. If it comes to that, which I highly doubt it will, I think this is merely a major bluff all the way around the board. Oh, and that reminds me of this point. So this gentleman, Nate at Valhalla VFT, former Green Beret, as far as I know. I don't know him out from me personally, but he seems like a pretty legit dude, and not afraid to speak up for truth. And those at Survival Dispatch, also some amazing gentlemen over there. But he brought up a good point. Say they even had these WMDs. Where's their B-2s at? How are they going to fly something in that weighs that much and able to be off the radar? They don't have it. China ain't got it. As far as we know, the Ruskies don't have it. I mean, they got something, but nothing like what we have. So let's ask ourselves this. Because I served whenever, I remember in 09, Saddam popped off, or was it 08? Saddam popped off a fluorine bomb, and I'm not going to go into all that, but let's just say I had hours to be ready to be on a plane, and this and that. Thankfully, that de-escalated very quickly, probably from outside sources de-escalating it. But where is his WMDs? What kind of jets are they going to use to fly these huge WMDs in? The other funny thing is, who set him up in that position first off? Looking at you, Zelensky. Who put you there? Some spooky guys. Was it Juice? And by the way, I'm not anti-Juice. I'm anti-mafia at the top head of the Juice, playing with our tax dollars, my brothers and sisters' blood. Some of them made back, some of them didn't. Some of them they got back, they left. So, but if this is such a big threat, and ever since I have joined the military and been out, this has always been a threat. Oh man. No, I think it's a farce. I think every one of us are being played. Now, we truly don't know what's going on behind the background, and I'm not in anything to have any pertinent information, and whether I did or not, you wouldn't know. But I don't. I can truly say that. But if you pay attention to the little dots here and there, it's kind of easy to see the pattern. It's kind of easy if you know the playbooks. It's kind of easy to see which step they're in. You know, there's 10 steps to communism. And I despise communism. I despise the ideology. There's only one communism that would ever work, and that will be in the millennial kingdom whenever Christ, who is a king and priest of the Most High, whenever he establishes it, and doing it correctly. I mean, it sounds great on paper, but realistically, that's never the case. Not one time. Looking at you, Janet, and Bolshevik revolutions and other resolutions in these countries. it's all a load of junk. So let's just leave that what that is. And my grandpa warned me about these days. So nothing new under the sun here. But we have 10 steps to destabilize a country. But you know what? There are 10 steps to stabilize a country. Are you ready for this? It's called the 10 Commandments in the Bible. If every one of us truly abided by those 10 Commandments. Now Christ himself, when he came back, he emphasized even further about the heart condition of those commandments. And I'm not a pastor, I'm not no biblical scholar, I don't want to be, but I do like a little bit of research here and there because I like to see some facts. 2 plus 2 does equal 4 here, regardless of what they say. I don't care. Facts are facts. But those 10 commandments are what stabilize a nation. So instead of focusing on the 10 that are going to break it down, focused on those 10, and then on top of that, really think about the first 2 commandments. Love the Most High, and then love your neighbors as yourself. If we really cared for our neighbors as much as we care about this stupid crap going on, there wouldn't even be an issue. But you know what? That doesn't make money for the military-industrial complex. Oh no! I know, I said the quiet part out loud. I've worked for them. Got a lot of checks from them. But who cares? It's just, if you know how they operate, then you can see what's going on here truly. So, hopefully, this is just a little spiel, just a little talk, little schmoes. Hopefully, this will be a reminder for some, maybe some encouragement for others. And yes, I am trying to clean up some things in my life. Because Dad said so. And I'm not delaying obedience to him anymore. Done, son. Done. Done being that bad sheep. You know, at some point the wolves are going to get you. Keep getting out the field. And he'll let that happen. Because it's your own accord at that point. Grace is one thing. Mercy is another. Love you all. Have a great day. Get you some cucumbers, some sugar snaps, and some onions, and some vinegar and water, and a little bit of sugar. It's good for you. The real Gatorade. And all this processed crap.